Good morning, kids, and welcome back to Fox Flicks on Connie X. Today we're going to be checking out a video from him about what if all the Courage Armored Digimon Digivolved further beyond. Let's check it out.
You know, for no particular reason, I've been thinking about Armored Digivolution again. And we've talked about the
Oop, that's an ad. And we're back. Let's go.
02 Armored Digivolution's full evolution lines before in a hypothetical and a custom art video. We haven't talked about all the Armored Digimon, so on today's video, I'm going to give full evolution lines with existing Digimon to the Courage Armored Digimon.
Starting off with the Flames of Courage.
Welcome back to Source Nerd. My name is Connie X, and today I am trying to make thematic evolution lines that fit the Courage Armor Digimon. I'm also going to be using the existing rookie or rookies designated to that armor to create some lore canonicity, and perhaps to use that rookie to help with the evolution line. In instances like Patamon becoming Barrowmon that I don't love, perhaps a full evolution line can make that feel more cohesive than the existing mismatch. As such, the armors in this video will be acting as champions, and if there's multiple rookies for one armor, I'm going to pick one that I think works best, and where possible I'm going to keep the fire of courage going. However, if I think the fire being reappropriated or extinguished makes more sense, or if there just isn't a Digimon that fits, I'm going to do it. Now yes, technically we have done Flamedramon before, like I say in the original video and with custom art, but the original video I went with Vmon, of course, that's Flamedramon's rookie, then Flamedramon I put to Vritramon or Burning Greymon. I don't mind using Spirit Digimon here, and I think it was kind of appropriate, and then I used Apollomon, though I did also like Brywaludramon. Though admittedly, Ancient Greymon would also work great for the Digi-Egg of Courage, tying in to Agumon and Tai. That's something I also want to reference throughout these evolution lines, is that connection to the Crest of Courage, and specifically Tai and Agumon, but it doesn't always work out. So we're going to begin with Alomon, which is the Hawkmon Courage Armored Digivolution. I was looking for something that felt evocative of the fact that Hawkmon becoming Alomon is kind of a reference to how dinosaurs are the ancestors of birds. I wanted to keep that bird and dinosaur connection going and add in the Flame of Courage, which is when I settled on the idea of Alomon becoming Larvogaritamon and then Volcanic Dramon, merging the bird and dinosaur archetypes while still acknowledging that dinosaurs are birds' ancestors. I was
perfect.
I was also tempted to go with something more dinosaur-like for this and kind of ignore the Flames of Courage, because Alomon kind of does. So another line that I did think would be pretty interesting would be Hawkmon to Alomon to Brachiomon to maybe Canondramon, or I actually like the new Terromon evolutions that are kind of like Archaeopteryx. Having Alomon become Grand Galemon and Zaphagamon could be cool too, but I think their green's a little bit too off base for the Crest of Courage, even if there are some reds in there. So I'm going to leave it as Hawkmon, Alomon, Larvogaritamon, and Volcanic Dramon, and an additional thing there that also connects, because Larvogaritamon and Volcanic Dramon are kind of like fiery bird dragons, and Hawkmon, Aquilamon, has a connection to Sora and Biomon, the Crest of Love. And Aquilamon, in fact, is the champion for Biomon in Digimon Data Squad, so it all kind of folds in a little bit with that Birdramon connection too. Then we have Lynxmon, which digivolves from Gatomon or Salamon. Gatomon is obviously not a rookie, but in Digimon Adventure 02 and in things like the Vital Bracelet and Digivice toys, it lacking its tailoring means that it's basically considered the power level of a rookie, so for this purpose it's fine to be in the rookie slot, although use Salamon if you prefer. Yeah, it's a Gatomon completely eclipsed in fire, so I wanted to keep a cat theme going with the fire theme, which is where I settled on Lynxmon becoming Flaremon, part of the Coronamon line, and then yeah, naturally it could become Apollomon, but I did kind of use Apollomon for Flamedramon before, though I might switch that to Ancient Greymon. However, Marsmon would also work very nicely, the flame being concentrated into its fists, just leaving us a line of various fiery cats. There's not much more I can say here other than it works pretty well.
Well, the last one is kind of not a cat. I mean, as y'all probably can't see because of my camera, that's just a guy wearing a cat head.
Thematically, and I'm happy with it. Boarmon provided one of the biggest challenges of the entire video. Its rookie is Armadillomon, which I've never loved, but is, you know, fine. However, finding a boar on fire that it could digivolve into was super tricky. I think the most obvious visual thematic connection for a Boarmon evolution is Vicaralomon. It is the big pig Deva, and it's got the same kind of tusks, but made even bigger. And then from there, I could see it becoming Skullmamon or Olegmon. But this line really lacks fire, which is a shame. flame. Skullmamon, though, I think
Like
connects
a lot of
beautifully
fire.
to Vicaralamon and Boarmon with the tusks, even though it changes species, but Armadillomon already changed species once to become a boar, so I think that's fine. And Olegmon I've just always championed as an Armadillomon Mega, but maybe in this context as an armor evolution of Boarmon, I'm going to discount it. Another Digimon I did consider, though, for the Boarmon evolution, if we're going to kind of get rid of the tusks, kind of, is Hellugamon, this big, beastly, fiery Digimon. And that could still work into Skullmamon if you think about, like, the flesh being burnt away or something, leaving only behind the bones, the withered bones. Or you could even make it go straight into Fenrilugamon, which, I mean, it's the evolution of Hellugamon and has blue fire, but I feel like we're kind of deviating a little bit too far away from the Boarmon origin point and the Armadillomon origin point, so I think I am going to go for Armadillomon, Boarmon, Vicaralamon, and Skullmamon. Again, we lose the Fire of Courage, but in my opinion, it could just be that the fire has been extinguished. Also, again, Alomon is an example, even Flamedramon is an example, where they use flame as an attack, not necessarily part of their entire body, so I'm okay with it. Maybe this version of Vicaralamon and this version of Skullmamon can have fire-based moves, I don't know. Patamon becoming Barrowmon. Always been an interesting one. Lore-wise, it kinda makes sense, because Barrowmon is a guardian deity that protects the ruins of a database temple in a forgotten jungle. Tying into the kind of holy protector angle of the Patamon line, I can see how that works. However, visually, I've never liked it. But we can create a pretty fun thematic line if we have Barrowmon digivolve to Asuramon. As far as I know, this has never happened before, but the...
Now that could be pretty good, because this thing is like all attack, but all fire as well.
Fiery Demon Man Digimon works really great as an evolution of the sort of fiery Demon Man Digimon Barrowmon. Its connection to Hindu mythology would open up the line to be more of a general mythological basis, which I think works beautifully, and you can see how that visual connection, of course, works here. And then to tie in more of the humanoid nature, if we look at things like Seraphimon, Magna Angemon, we could end this line on Gankumon, the flames behind Asuramon gaining sentience to becoming Hinukamoi, and finally Patamon fulfilling its purpose and actually becoming a holy knight type, a member of the Royal Knights. Pretty cool. Having to go through its time as Barrowmon and Asuramon as demon men to become a holy knight in the end. I think this line looks absolutely fantastic, and even thinking about that kind of Patamon to Angemon thing, Patamon ending up as Gankumon is a similar visual jump, and the Barrowmon Asuramon Gankumon connection to me is awesome. Then we've got Salamandermon, who usually digivolves from Tentomon or Chumon. I'm going to pick Chumon because I'm going to use Tentomon for something else, and I think Chumon to Salamandermon works quite well as a kind of scrungly courage armor evolution line. It's also wild to me that Chumon has an armor digivolution, and I thought it'd be fun to make Salamandermon go like absolutely insane, and because I had a few fiery Digimon that I wasn't using in other evolution lines, so having Salamandermon become Volcdramon I think works quite well. The quadruped becoming a quadruped, admittedly turning from a salamander, a lizard, into a full-on dragon, but that also feels appropriate for Digivolution, and ending on Braiwalutramon. It's just an insane evolution line, but I kind of love it. This little...
It's like the flames just keep growing more and more intense.
Little Chumon becoming a salamander, and then a dragon, and then like the biggest dragon ever. I just adore that. I just want to use as many fire body Digimon as possible here, and it worked out great. As for Flare Wizardmon, well, it usually digivolves from Tentomon, Wizardmon, and Wormmon. Wizardmon's a little bit too basic, plus it's already a champion. We're going to use Wormmon in just a sec, and because we chose Chumon for Salamandermon, we are going to go with Tentomon here. I think making a fun connection where Tentomon plus courage equals a flame wizard, a knowledgeable, mystic arts flame wizard, getting both the knowledge crest and the courage crest in some ways. Its evolution then to me is so obvious. Mistymon, a very common Witchelmy type evolution with a flaming sword. That looks fantastic. And while yes, there's no bug-like elements here, I think the connection to Tentomon and Izzy knowledge works fine here. Instead of computer knowledge, they've got knowledge of the mystic arts. I did struggle a little bit with the Mega though, trying to find something that felt appropriate. Initially I was going to go with Dynasmon, and I do like that. It's still kind of a dragon, which connects to the crest of courage just fine, but I thought as we have Gankumon in these picks, it might also be fun to have Mistymon digivolve to Jesmon. Jesmon, similar to Gankumon, has these fiery companions around it, known as, I believe, Atho, Renee, and Porch. It literally got from studying Hinukamoi and Gankumon, and I can see it being a good evolution for Mistymon. It's never happened in the history of the franchise as far as I'm aware, but looking at this full evolution line, I really dig it, especially keeping the sword.
I mean, yeah, it goes from being like a very smart bug to a very smart man who has learned to control fire, to a man who now wields fire through years of training and knowledge and studying, to now being in a knight that you can command fire in the fights. I love it.
Sword from Mistymon, but it being in a different place, almost like that fiery sword generated the energy that became its 3 fiery companions. Big fan of that. But that does mean, yes, that I've been holding out on you, and we are going to end on Shadramon. This is one of my absolute favorite Courage Armor Digivolutions. It's absolutely, honestly perfect. Wormmon plus the Digi-Egg of Courage ending up in this very Flamedramon feeling form. It also feels very bug-like, has these nice wings. The body underneath is like a mix of Wormmon and Stingmon. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. However, finding an evolution line for it is tricky. I'm going to jump to the Mega initially because I was thinking about it, and Bancho Stingmon really isn't a bad pick here. While yes, it does lose the fire of courage, it is red all over, which, you know, lines up pretty well to Flamedramon and Courage, but a more out there pick could be Shoutmon cross 3GM. Though it's never been given a level, it kind of looks like a Mega to me, though it very well could be an Ultimate. It just has some sort of visual connection to Shadramon, I think. Those big fiery wings and the claws feeling very similar to Shadramon, and it is something I could see happening in something like the card game or whatever. Now, interestingly, EX3 has Shadramon digivolving to Dino Beamon, and they specifically use art of Dino Beamon that shows it slashing with like a blue flame, I think deliberately making a visual connection to Shadramon. And that's what I mean when I say in these videos, like, oh, just give it like a fire attack or make it more fiery. Digimon themselves are willing to make those connections a little bit more loosey-goosey by adding in elements we haven't seen before, or at least like expanding upon elements we haven't fully seen before. So this Dino Beamon card with the blue fire, I think connects wonderfully to Shadramon. And this set also used Imperialdramon Dragon mode as the Mega for Shadramon, and yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense too. Specifically like the evil dark version of Dragon mode, pretty good cohesive evolution line, and there's even some courage in there if you think about it, because Davis's Digimon is kind of involved. Beamon is somewhere there in Dino Beamon, same with the dark Imperialdramon Dragon mode, so you consider this inversion still to be relying on the Digi-Egg of Courage, or the Crest of Courage. However, they are kind of more like DNA Digivolutions, which is a bit of a detractor, but I don't think it has to be a full-on detractor. For me, I think I'm just most happy with Shadramon becoming Dino Beamon. However, you could also use something like Jewel Beamon if you wanted to, and then eventually Bancho Stingmon. I am, however, gonna settle on Wormmon to Shadramon to Dino Beamon and the dark Imperialdramon Dragon mode. And that is it, what I think the Courage Armor Digivolutions would digivolve into with their kind of full evolution lines. If indeed Armor Digimon could have full evolution lines rather than just Armor Digivolving. As of right now, we haven't seen a lot of these actually in the card game apart from Flamedramon and Shadramon, so I'd be curious to see if Bandai Namco did want to add more kind of cohesive evolution lines like they kind of have done for things like Shadramon in the card game going forward. Let me know what you thought of this video. Please do like it if you liked it. If we can get to like 1,500 likes, I would definitely do another one. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to do this for every crest, and yes, we are going to be fixing Digi-Eggs too, don't you worry about that. But this video idea came to me and I thought, oh my god, yeah, this is so much fun. The next one will probably be Friendship at like the start of May, maybe the end of this month. We'll see how it goes. I really do appreciate you. Thank you to my Sovereigns, EDK14, as well as everyone else who supports me on patreon.com/KhanEX. Please do go check out that Patreon.
I think that's enough. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all you kids next time when we flick on. Peace out.